All right, we're live. Welcome to Crown Council Live.
Hey,
Hey, everybody. So
Good
here we
day.
are. Good day. Hey, grateful to be together. This is Crown Council Live. We do this every Thursday, 11 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined by Spencer Chipping. Greetings, Spence.
Morning.
Steve Anderson. Hey,
Good
Steve.
day. Good day from Texas.
Good day. And Greg Anderson. Hey, Greg.
Hello.
Hey, we got a special program today where we are going to talk all things annual event. Sometimes, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, but when I start hearing questions about a certain topic, and then another guy asks me a question, and then another guy, I'm like, okay, everybody has these same questions. So we thought we'd knock out some frequently asked questions on how to attend the annual event, best practices when attending, and how it will go. So we are going to, the half end of the program is going to be that. Before we get to there, we'll have a resource partner and then a coach's corner with Tanya. Ooh,
Live
that's gonna
from
be good.
just outside of Houston, Texas today.
That's going to be good. So we are going to talk a bit about annual event, but before we do so, anything else on our little housekeeping agenda items before we move into our program? Anybody?
I think we're good.
We can talk about the 5 feet of snow in the ski resorts and Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Last week, if you want,
There will be
or
enough
the
snow
amount
for
that
the
you and
annual
I
event.
shoveled from our driveways.
Yeah, I think there will be enough snow for the annual event if you're planning on skiing or
Yeah,
snowmobiling
I'll
when you
say.
come. So
Yes.
that'll be a fun part. So
Mhm.
very good. Hey, we are shipping out Smiles for Life boxes for 2023. So if you're watching this and wondering where is my marketing box, you should have received it. And if you haven't received it, just reach out to the Crown Council office. Let's get you signed up for Smiles for Life. We're going to tip that $50 million mark in 2023, right?
Yep, we're going to have to hustle, but we can get there.
We can do it.
That's huge.
That is a big number.
A huge accomplishment.
We're adding 40 new practices from a group practice who are going to participate with us from Lightwave for Smiles for Life that we hope will help us bump up to that $50 million mark. So we want every office in Crown Council participating in Smiles for Life. We'd love to have you, and reach out to us at the office and we'll get you signed up. So very good. All right. We've got our resource partner guests in the waiting room. They're going to be let in momentarily. Spence, why don't you introduce them, and Steve too, talk a little bit about our relationship with them and what's going to happen today and next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, Stu. So today we have 2 resource partners joining us. Actually, great opportunity here because we have Clear joining us. And for those of you that don't know Clear, Clear is one of our resource partners that puts together monthly plans in which you are able to build your practice with and provide for your patients. And we also have Sunbit joining us today. And with Sunbit, we dive into patient financing. And so when you put the 2 resource partners together, overall, we see opportunity for case acceptance, better opportunities for patient financing, obviously, and new streams, new channels of revenue by utilizing both Clear and Sunbit. So we want to welcome everyone. We got Robert Nunziato joining us from Sunbit, Brennan from Sunbit, and Brad James from Clear. And a heads up, all three of them joining us at the upcoming annual event.
Nice. Robert, maybe you could just give us real quick, for those who may not know about Sunbit patient financing. Sunbit's a very, very large retail financing, consumer financing company with their tentacles all over America in all kinds of different businesses, including automotive and all kinds of stuff. Would you give just a quick 30-second what makes Sunbit different in terms of patient financing?
Totally. And you said 30 seconds, so I'm going to play the game that I always play when someone says 30 seconds, and I'm going to try and just show instead of tell. So nice. Patient financing, you nailed it. We're in a number of businesses, but dental has quickly become our fastest growing and most relevant industry that we work with. So I'm going to be the treatment coordinator for a second. I'm going to be Beyonce, the treatment coordinator. I make it all the time, but everyone at Sunbit tells me that I remind them of Beyonce. So I go, I'm Beyonce, the treatment coordinator. Now I'm going to help the patient, Robert, the patient. So I ask Robert for his state issued ID. Don't hold the New York ID against me, guys. I scan the barcode right on the back of it. Every state issued ID has one of these barcodes. Now, the patient's going to confirm here their phone number and their email. Their address gets pulled right off their ID, and we hit agree and check our options. And just like that, the patient's approved.
That fast.
That fast. So, Steve, you asked me for the 30-second, explanation of what we do. That's the 30-second explanation.
That's wicked fast.
Thank you so much.
And no, that was awesome. No ding to their credit, right? It never shows. It's not an inquiry and not a hard pull on their credit.
Exactly right. No hard pull. And the other part of it, and this is deeper into the weeds of financing, but it approves almost everybody, anyone above 500 FICO. So 85% of patients get approved in that speed without a hard credit check. And it gives them, let's call it like a $1,200 crown, right? The average kind of industry out-of-pocket cost. It gives the patient a personalized payment plan. They can pick between a number of options, let's say 12 months, no interest, and split the bill up into 12 monthly payments of $90 instead of, $1,200 today, which can be scary for a lot of people. So nice. That's the high level of what we do.
That's awesome. Great demonstration. Cost to the office is what?
It depends on the patient, but overall the blended rate is similar to what they pay with traditional financing, just with double the approvals.
Gotcha. So you guys, I know, have worked very hard to make patient financing more widely available, which is most people's biggest frustration is getting approval, and the speed that's amazing. So thank you for the demo, man. That was awesome. That was, you don't have to say a lot when you can demo it like that.
The technology makes my job easy. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Okay. So Brad, you get to be, I think we have a contest going now here. Who can demo what they do the most clear. So 30 seconds, compelling benefit of Clear savings plans. So great way to give your patients an alternative to dental insurance. Tell us how it works.
Yeah, tough act to follow. I'm just going to pull out an iPad as well. No, I'm kidding. I got to tell. So essentially what we do is, we've been around for a bit and we're the leader in the space of dental membership plans, but what's really going to be the biggest differentiator is something that we actually rolled out a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to be able to fully integrate with practice management software, not just pulling data, but we'll also be able to push some data from Clear into Dentrix, Eaglesoft, Open Dental. So by large, the largest demand and request from our customers was being able to automatically post the subscription payments, whether it's monthly or annual, into the patient's ledger. So as of today, that's live, that's ready to go. We have customers that are using it and purchasing it. So honestly, the practice management software integration tool is going to allow us to automate more from a management standpoint, and also allow them to grow their membership plans more. There's more to come with the PMS integration, but we're just getting started and we have a big roadmap in place for 2023.
It's a perfect description. And I'm always amazed at how many patients there are that don't think they can go to the dentist unless they have dental insurance. And we've tested this. It is amazing. And this is a great alternative, even to actually go out and market in the community, but a great alternative, especially with, I've seen patients who are losing their dental insurance for some reason, whether they change jobs or whatever. And they make the comment like, well, I can't come anymore. I don't have insurance. And so it's a perception issue, but this is a great way to go. And I've said multiple times on this program that we're seeing an unprecedented number of practices that are going out of network today, probably more so than we have ever seen. And so this is a great addition to the whole mix of the whole marketing mix. So thanks both of you for your description. Both Clear and Sunbit are sponsoring a very important webinar next week at this same time, same cat time, same cat channel, that we are going to do on financial arrangements. So Pam Peterson, the president of Total Patient Service, will be here with me, and we will walk through an entire system of everything you should have in place to do great financial arrangements that get a yes, as well as verbal skills, traps to avoid, and good things to have in place to increase your financial arrangement success. So thank you, both of you, for making that webinar possible for us. So that'll be next Thursday at this same time. So it'll be an educational Crown Council live next week. So, all right. Thanks, both of you. Thanks to Sunbit. Thanks to Clear. Thanks for the concise description, guys. And look forward to next week.
Thanks. Likewise. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. See you soon.
Very cool. All right. We're waiting for Tanya. She's not quite in yet. So that's
yeah.
okay.
So quick heads up on this. Tanya Bailey, who is one of our top practice advisors, is in Pearland, Texas today, in the office of Dr. Montz and Dr. Mayer, who have been longtime Crown Council members and TOPS clients as well. So Tanya is there live with them, working her magic like she does everywhere she goes in the country. She is Tanya's a superstar performer, has worked with us for many, many years. And she on average is in at least 2 offices every week, anywhere in the country. She is a moving target. Yeah. And she produces results, and like all the TOPS practice advisors, the parting comment when she leaves any office after being there for a couple of days, it's like, how soon will you be back?
Nice.
The value add and all the great things that they're able to accomplish together. So,
hey, Steve, as Tanya's coming in, she's with us. Maybe could you explain the difference? This was always a big question for young dentists. The difference between I belong to the Crown Council, I hire TOPS practice advisors. Could you explain the difference and how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So this kind of stems back to our history, but Total Patient Service, TOPS for short. Hello, Tanya. Just giving everybody a quick overview. Total Patient Service is a coaching education organization that works and coaches dental teams to implement the highest level of patient service and case acceptance skills. So we coach to coach teams to the peak of performance. Crown Council is the community of all the practices that we have worked with over the years that subscribe to the philosophies that we jointly teach. Both organizations are founded on the same philosophy. And we know that it takes a group of eagles to take flight. So Crown Council is the community, Total Patient Service is the coach.
Nice.
And, so every great team has a coach, and this is a great team.
Yes.
So, months. And I think is Dr. Mayer around as well, or is he probably got him working?
we're on a patient care day, so that's the scramble because,
How
things
dare you?
did not go quite as planned.
Yeah,
So,
it's all good.
so he
So
is
Tanya, you want to introduce everybody real quick? I've already introduced you, so everybody knows who you
Great.
are, and I've told them a little bit about the practice. So
awesome. Well, this is Dr. David Montz. And then his leadership team behind us, we've got Amanda, Courtney, and Aaron. And Dr. Mayer may or may not be joining us. So everybody else is hard at work out there. And I was excited to get to share Dr. Montz and Dr. Mayer and their whole practice. We've been working together for 12 years now. And I think, I know Stuart said, had said to me ahead of time, what are, one of the things that they would perceive their success to be. And it's these people and all the people out there. They've built an amazing foundation of a culture of success led from the top down. And then they just work at it every single day.
We work hard every single day to keep it all going. Consistency and just sticking with the program.
So what's been the focus today? What have y'all been working on?
Well, the pickup from yesterday was probably matters most. What matters most in getting the closing in the room so that we can move the needle on same day treatment acceptance. That's been our big deal. That's our 90-day sprint. So we hit the ground running a 4.5 40-second dash, whatever it's called. Everybody's hot and heavy on this whole momentum we gathered yesterday from the all-day training session with Tanya.
Nice. So Dr. Montz, maybe just real quick, and then I'd love to get a comment from the leadership team as well. Maybe you can enlighten us. You're a top performer. I've known you for many years, and you have a very well-organized business. I think you could probably make the argument you don't need help. You got it dialed in. You know what you're doing. So why do you have a coach?
Not true. But yes, why we have a coach is because we cannot sustain what we're doing without the constant reinforcement and intention of having someone to come in here and remind us that we're not perfect. That's quite true. And Tanya and I have that deal made because we fail, Steve. We fail hard. I mean, the shiny Tanya leaves, and then about 3 weeks later, we're back to kind of the tarnished.
I don't believe that.
The word that scared me worse yesterday when she brought it up on the screen was that giant, bold, black print of entropy.
Oh, yes.
I was looking for new ways to get over that word in our office, and Tanya shot me down as usual and said, look, it's just a cadence of accountability. You all have to do this and hold each other to that level you want to be at. So one of our themes was next level, and I would love to get next level beyond entropy, but we can't really do that without Tanya. We know that. That's why it's 12 years and going, and we haven't stopped.
That's awesome. All right. From the team, you got your team behind you. In fact, David, is that your image on the right behind you? That
was Crown Council 2020 when we couldn't be in person. Remember that?
I remember.
We still have our big heads still around it.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Just in case you're missed on the days you're out of the office, the team can go in and genuflect at your image.
Nice.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So team, here's the quick quiz. What makes your practice great? If you were talking to a total stranger and you had to describe what makes your practice great, what would you tell them?
I would say the leadership. It starts from the top down. So our doctors are amazing, and having Tanya come in, I think it gives a different perspective that opens up, enlightens some gray areas that we may have. So for me, that's what it is. And it kind of keeps us accountable. And then we just kind of trickle that all the way down, and the team is supportive of it. So
nice.
I like that we have a team-centered practice. The doctors really capitalize on being a team, working together, and I think that we all work really well when we do that.
I agree. Our teamwork is just great. We all have each other's backs. We're constantly asking if anyone needs help with anything before we leave for the day, and it's without us working together, it would not be possible.
That's awesome.
And if I may, none of that teamwork would happen if we did not invest in our team, because we have experienced, tenured, And we've had some new people come in, and some old people have moved on to, retirement and some other things. We have to keep investing in them. Otherwise, this teamwork and communication and flow, it doesn't get reemphasized and strengthened. It would just whittle away, just like every dead flower out of the cold.
Well, one of the things that I admire the most about your team specifically is your fine-tuned expertise in shutting down your business at a moment's notice and rebooting it back up and getting back into business. I know in our involvement over the years, you've had to do that several times because of hurricanes and COVID and all kinds, but you have boiled that thing down to a science of.
We're real good at crisis around here, Steve. Crisis and chaos. We thrive. We just turn it on, turn it off, and we have emergency plans. We thought of another emergency plan yesterday. Tanya and I were talking about just to have ready to go in the event of X happens. So yeah, you have to learn to pivot and be adaptable. And you have to realize that you can't control everything, but you can be prepared.
We're really good at going with the flow. And trust it.
You are.
Okay.
Okay, here's just one other quick topic, because I know you got to get back to your patients. We talk in the Crown Council about a culture of success. And another thing that I admire the most about everything that you all do there is you have extended that whole philosophy into the community. You're dominant. Everybody knows who you are. David, I know you are very, very active in the community. I suspect you'd probably be nominated for mayor here pretty soon. You've
saved the community with his truck.
Yeah.
He's got a great mayor right now. He's an astronaut. He's a great guy.
Yeah. But you've been very active in the school board for many years, and you've all participated in the Smiles for Life whitening campaign for many, many years. We're up to, what's our total now?
For this practice or for them? I can look them up real quick.
Yeah. So, David, maybe you all just real briefly can talk about the power of doing good and what kind of an impact that continues to have in your community and your practice.
Everybody gets pretty jazzed in the office when we get behind a good, worthy cause. From a team aspect, we identify that together, and it takes a life of its own. We don't really have to get behind it, push it, create it. It happens. So when everybody buys into that philosophy, it just goes, which is nice, because sometimes we need some autopilot, and sometimes we look up and we even surprise ourselves. As far as the community goes and being involved, there's several of us that do different things in our communities relatively, but yeah, I'm speaking for myself, being on the school board and being from my hometown and having a lot of those relationships that have been just brewing and going for so long, and even just new ones, you become not only the dental office to go to, you become the dental office to go to, because they know you take care of people. They're very grateful and show that gratitude in return, coming to our office and know what they're giving us, their care, their trust, but we're also giving back to the community and doing very good things for lots of kids, lots of students, lots of teachers, even other people in the community, not just education. There's churches, and everybody has their own stewardship of what they want to do. And yet we encourage that culture all the time to live well and also do well. That's what we're trying to emphasize.
Nice.
And you do it well. So
thank you. I try.
$70,000 and counting in Smiles for Life campaign donations. So congratulations on that. And
we started a little late in the game in 12 years. We didn't really know, and we didn't drink the Crown Council culture early on enough to know. And COVID was just a, wild card year. But other than that,
take the compliment, David. It was a compliment.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks for stepping away from patient care to share with us. And thank you for your great example.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the kind
you.
word.
I don't know what you did with Tanya, but please send her back.
I'm here. I was just trying to stay out of the way.
You got it. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you, guys.
Seeing everybody together today. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
You know, a few years ago, we did a Mentor of the Month recording with him where he recounted his experience saving his community during that hurricane. It is worth a listen. It is awesome.
That one is where you can search on crowncouncil.com in the search bar. You can search for David Mons, but it is worth a listen. There's so many lessons learned there. And just as a footnote, we've actually used their practice as a case study. During COVID, we used them as a case study because they have shut down their practice and rebooted it so many times. Wow. They're right there close to the Gulf Coast. So every time there's a hurricane threat, they literally have to shut the whole practice down, secure it, board up all the windows, make sure, electricity, water, they have to make sure they have everything secured in the event of looting. I mean, they got it dialed in. And David was great in helping a lot of other dentists during COVID to learn how to shut it down and open it back up and the whole deal. So great leader.
Great leader. Very good. Hey, well, we're going to be together and just, what does the countdown clock say, Greg? We actually have a countdown clock in the office.
A countdown clock by the second. But, 19 days and 23 hours or something.
Let's talk about the annual event and do so in a way where let's pretend you're attending the annual event for your first time and you have no idea what you're getting into. Let's start there. Steve and Greg, could you talk a little bit about the gathering itself, its purpose, why we do it, why we've done 28 of them, and maybe where it all started?
Yeah. So this goes back. I think the first time we did this was 1995. And the whole purpose of it, like I said before, is about community. And one of the things that we know about success is it's not a solo flight. There is so much data now that proves that one of the key ingredients to, personal success, business success, it's who you flock with, who you choose to be around. And so our whole goal in the Crown Council for all these years has been to create a culture of success in the Crown Council community that then spills over into creating a culture of success in the practice. So nice. This is an annual event where dental teams come to build their culture of success and launch their year. And there's so many things that we do to build the person, to build the practice, and build everything about it so that the year is launched with a renewed effort to create a culture of success in your practice, in your life, and in your community. And Greg, maybe you can give them a rundown of the secrets a few of the secrets we've been holding under our hat that we have in store for the upcoming events.
Well, one of the things I'd say about the meeting itself is if you were picking a time of year to hold a meeting that was convenient, especially for things like weather, you probably wouldn't pick the last weekend of January, which is generally when the meeting is held, or first week of February. But we do it on purpose for just what Steve was saying. We look for an opportunity to set a tone for the year. And it's always easier to set a tone when you got 1,000 enthusiastic people setting the same tone with you. We tell the speakers that come to the annual event the same thing, which is you do not have to plan to warm up this room. The people who come are ready to learn, ready to implement. And then Stuart does a great job of taking those things that we learn, and for the people who attend the annual event, providing them with some follow through during the year so that there's some continuity to the promises we all make to each other. But this year, Rachel, who is not on the call, is the queen of planning meetings. And the speaker lineup is just absolutely outstanding. James Lawrence, do you want to go here, Stu? Am I okay to talk about the speakers, or do you have something else you want to do first?
Yeah, before we go through the schedule, let's talk for 1 minute about the location. Many ask me where it is, why it's there, and how the location of the annual event works. So is there science there?
Well, first of all, this year, we try as best we can to move it around the country. So East Coast, West Coast, and Midwest, so that, we're close to everybody at some time. We try and stay in nice properties. This property, the Grand America Hotel, is a 5-star hotel. And of all the hotels we have stayed in all the 28 years, this is my favorite property.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not only a beautiful property, but the service in the hotel is just outstanding, and we just love being there. And it is the home of the Crown Council team, which allows us to do some things that we can't do in other places. So we're very excited to have everybody in our hometown. We do that about every 5 or 6 years. We come to Salt Lake City. I guess there isn't anything really scientific other than we don't go back to the same hotel very often unless we really like it.
Yep.
We do go back to the same cities, Dallas quite a bit, San Antonio quite a bit. We've done some in Vegas, we love Nashville. But it's fun to get a little change of scenery, and love coming here.
The fun fact about the Grand America, which some may or may not know, is it was originally built as the 2002 Winter Olympic headquarters hotel, and they pulled out all the stops. Place.
Well, now, if we want to go there, I mean, we were the very, very first event held in that hotel in 2002.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was, in fact, I just talked about how they were a 5-star hotel, but I will tell you that when I went into my room, there was a little sawdust in the bathtub.
It was
never been turned on.
First one.
It was great. In fact, the guy who owned the hotel, Earl Holding, who is now deceased, I remember when we were loading into the ballroom, he was standing at the door of the ballroom, being sure that our carts didn't mar his paint.
Just smart guy.
Yeah.
And the compliment to the Crown Council is that was a meeting where we ended the meeting. Garth Brooks flew into town and did a kind of his one-man show. And we invited Earl and his wife to sit down front and enjoy it. And he told us when it was finished, he'd been in and out of our meeting for 2 days, that it was the finest corporate event he had ever attended.
Yeah.
And I took that as quite a compliment to our group.
Nice.
Indeed, indeed.
That he'd never seen people run to the start of a meeting.
Yeah. What am I going to miss? Very good. All right, let's go through just a few things. I always get the question, when do I arrive? What am I doing on Thursday? So if you go to my directory in crowncouncil.com, you will see in your directory a hub here called the 28th annual event. You'll want to click on it, and here is where all the information that you will need to attend the annual event is found. You can look at it before the annual event, during the event, and after the event. That's kind of how we break up the information over here on this side. But for us, the key to Thursday, maybe let's talk about what happens Thursday. As you'll see here, from 11 to 7, and this is typed, the annual event check-in. And we tried to not, there was a year where we said, we can't call it check-in anymore because that paints the wrong picture of what is happening. So as you can see here, Winter Carnival. And that is a good word for what is going to be happening there. So when you arrive, this is not an opportunity for you to grab a piddly little check-in bag and be on your way. The vision behind Thursday is this is an opportunity to spend time together, not only as a team, but as Steve talked about, as a community, doing something fun outside of the meeting. I don't know if I want to spoil it, but there is some in years past bouncy houses. Last year we had what would we have called that? Like a street circus set up.
State fair, kind of a state fair.
That will be very similar this year with photos, activities, games, swag, a service project, a petting. Do I dare say a petting zoo? Will be
yeah, there's going to be a petting zoo. Yeah.
I mean, last year the Tops team sponsored Longhorns, so we had to keep the animals coming. But this is a winter themed activities and welcome party, as it says here. Yeah, go ahead.
So for planning purposes, just if you've never experienced the annual event, I would say the average team when they're checking in on Thursday, I mean, this is potentially a couple hour experience.
Yeah.
If you do it right. So it is a big part of the event. And from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you can come, it's a come and go whenever fits, but plan on spending some quality time, meet with quality people, and have some great experiences.
Nice. All right. Before we move on to Friday and Saturday, it's often asked what to wear. So teams often match, whether it's a team uniform or they coordinate together. But when it comes to attending the meeting, there's nothing special to wear during the day. But we will talk about a few things that you need to be prepared for Friday night and Saturday night when it comes to what to wear. Because if you don't, you'll feel out of place a bit, especially Friday night. So check in and everything will resume Friday morning. There is a bit of a late check-in, but as we mentioned, Thursday, you'll miss that experience. Everything will be cleaned up Friday morning, but you can still arrive Friday. And then we will begin promptly at 8:30. So opening video, general session, and then Iron Cowboy James Lawrence will be with us. Spence, do you want to share a few words about Iron Cowboy, what he'll share?
Absolutely. He recently completed 100 Ironman, and it's actually 101, which he will talk more about, but in 100 consecutive days. And he will share the grit and the power, as well as the learning experiences, and apply it to each and every one of us in the room. I haven't been to one of his presentations where there are not just people that are very emotional because of how much he touches the audience with his experience and how it is so applicable to our day-to-day lives and the way that we run our businesses.
Yeah, it's going to be, we've communicated with him and been with him a lot. Me and Spence got to experience one of those days with it. Well, a quarter of those days with him. We did a bike of one day with him, and that was enough for me. So
that's great.
Steve, maybe you could explain the vision that Crown Council has in our resource partner area that members will have access to when they're at the annual event.
Yeah, so we have just a great team of resource partners from the industry, and unlike maybe other experiences you may have had at other dental conventions, the resource partners are there to share ideas. And the challenge that I give them is to be prepared to share an idea or ideas that will help grow your practice. And one of those has to be something that doesn't cost any money. So they are a very important part of the community, and they're to help practices grow. They are members of the community, just like all of the Crown Council dental practices are. So that is a idea fest. They're coming prepared to share one-on-one and small groups in the resource partner area of things you can do to grow your practice and serve your patients better.
Very good. Nice. I'll have Spence talk a little bit about Lunch and Learn while I navigate over here to Lunch and Learn reservations. You'll see it on the left. Spence, can you describe what will happen during our lunch breaks?
Yeah, absolutely. On Friday and on Saturday, there will be 10 Lunch and Learns on Friday and 10 lunch and learns on Saturday. You will go plate up your lunch and attend the lunch and learn that you have signed up for. You have signed up for that via text, and those are coming in every day. And Stu just highlighted on there, if you have not yet signed up for your lunch and learn, you can text select to 72,000 and do that. These last for 1 hour while you're eating your lunch. We have just the best resource partners, as Steve was mentioning, presenting inside these lunch and learns both days. So we are looking forward to that, and we are thankful for their time that they put into it as well.
And advice here for a team, you guys can jump in, but definitely break up, go to multiple sessions. Don't stick together as a team to go to one. There's lots of topics that you can tackle together as you break up.
Yeah. Stu, on that, we really try to spread out the topics and be very applicable to all team members in a practice. So from clinical to admin and more, there is a topic for everyone, really.
Nice. Greg, maybe spend just a few minutes on John Acuff. We'll have him back. He's been to the annual event before, but talk a bit about what he'll share and how we can prepare for him.
First, if I have a list of favorite guys, I would have to say that John Acuff is on the very top of that list. He is imaginative. He's easy to listen to. And the takeaways from what he has are just amazing. He's going to spend some time with us with content that comes out of his new book called Soundtracks. And you may find some of this, I wouldn't say repetitive, but things that we believe as an organization. We talk a lot about what goes on in your head and what you say to yourself and how that impacts your daily life plan, how your dreams and your hopes and your goals and all of those things, and how your brain is kind of pre-wired to listen to yourself. And he is going to take us through a process of helping us keep the positive soundtracks going and reprogramming some of the soundtracks that aren't so positive. And this is as applicable in the practice as it is in your personal life. And you'll find he will even talk about how to help reprogram your children who have some soundtracks that may not be positive in their life from their friend groups that will help. I have great hope that this will be one of those all-time presentations that we will talk about for many years.
Very cool.
And besides that, he's a great human being. He is just a fine guy.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he was introducing Dolly Parton to the stage.
That's true. That's true.
Said it was the greatest moment of his life. So very cool. Hey, all right. We'll wrap up Friday here. Something new, something fun. We'll celebrate Smiles for Life on Friday night. This is where we recognize the offices who have raised over $10,000 for Smiles for Life in 2022, as well as a comedian, Ryan Hamilton. He will be joining us. And over here, you'll see a link, prepare for this dinner. And doing so, there's just a brief explanation of what will be happening. But we are encouraging all guests to dress in white, head to toe. We're going to be having marinara sauce spaghetti. I'm just kidding. But everyone to wear white. And this is an important part. It doesn't have to be formal. I have bought like a white, casual tracksuit. You could call it that.
Tracksuit?
I don't know what else to call it. Like a sweatsuit. I don't even know.
Nice.
But yeah, you don't have to be in a blazer.
I think it's a onesie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Like
Is
an
it a
evil,
jumper?
evil
It's not a
Knievel
jumper,
onesie.
is it? Oh my gosh.
So there's a fun part. But be creative, have fun, dress in white, and that'll be a fun thing to do together. And obviously, every opportunity we have, we'll be taking pictures of you and your team. So that'll be fun.
And let's not pass over Ryan Hamilton here. I mean, this guy is flying in from New York after being on stage in New York with Jerry Seinfeld.
Nice.
He is absolutely a delight.
Yeah, he's
and it will be memorable. He spent some time in the early part of his career on our stage in Las Vegas a number of years ago, and we have begged him to come. He is out on tour, and he's going to come on his way to doing a night in Denver, and it will be a night to remember. He is hilarious.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right. We will start Saturday morning with this mastermind breakfast. And the attendees of the Young Dentist program are constantly asking me, what is happening here? What are we doing at a mastermind breakfast? I don't belong to a mastermind group. What is a mastermind? Let's have Steve share a bit about how to make the best of your Saturday morning mastermind breakfast.
Yeah. So mastermind is a real important part of the Crown Council culture. We encourage dentists, team members, anybody is welcome to join a mastermind group that meets throughout the year, virtually, most of them, once a month, and then in person at the annual event. And the whole purpose is idea exchange, to share the best of what you're doing with other people, so the others in the group can learn from your experience. And instead of having to just learn from one's own experience, you can learn from others' experience and put the X factor on your growth and progress. So that is a big part of our culture. We will have an opportunity on Saturday morning for mastermind groups to meet together. And for anybody who hasn't had that experience, we're going to put one together for you so you can have that initial experience. So the entire group, everybody will be in some type of mastermind setting on Saturday morning, so you can learn from the others that are in attendance.
Very good. All right, we'll start our general session together with Catherine Price from the speaker profile. Catherine Price, new to our stage, but is going to present on a topic about having fun, getting rid of that phone, how to live more, and is just a really fun, as you can see the title of her book, How to Break Up with Your Phone and the Power of Having Fun and Feeling Alive Again. We're so excited to have her with us to share a bit about that topic. It'll be, like Greg says, applicable to the office as well as to home life. And then back to afternoon.
Oh, don't leave her too soon.
Oh,
I mean, the best part of her presentation is a discussion about the difference between real fun and fake fun. I mean, it is awesome. And I would have to say eye-opening.
Nice.
Excuse me. Go ahead, Stu.
No, that's great. Can't wait to have her. Afternoon session, we'll keep it a surprise. But if you were there last year and you met our dancing British presenter, it'll be on par with having
with Peter Lovett. Yes,
with
it will.
Peter Lovett dance session. So very fun surprise guest at 2:00. And then finally, we will wrap the event by having our awards recognition. Hopefully everyone listening and participating has had the opportunity to at least look over what awards we're going to be sharing. But there are 10 awards that we'll share, as well as all of the qualified member awards that have taken place throughout the year. And these are stories, really fun stories that we are going to share with you that we hope you take home. Something that as you leave, you can say, what a powerful story for not only my culture, my personal culture, our office culture, but Crown Council culture, as we see the stories that we share kind of guiding us and guiding the actions of everybody involved. So really, we're looking forward to sharing that with everybody, as well as, Greg, would you share a little bit about the entertainment that night?
The One Voice Children's Choir is a choir that teaches and trains children of all ages to perform. They've performed at Madison Square Garden, Carnegie Hall. I mean, this is a serious choir, and we are going to have 40 of their best on our stage singing. And this is one of the things we were talking about things we can do in Salt Lake City that we can't do anywhere else. I can't transport a choir of 50 people to some other location. And we have known this group for a long time, and they will provide a real heartwarming conclusion to the annual event.
Very good.
Love them. Just outstanding.
The four of us have beautiful tuxedos. We will wear them Saturday night. And
yes, we will.
That is what you wear Saturday. It's black tie affair. So dress up, look good. That is what everyone will wear Saturday night. What have I missed?
You know, this is just an amazing team experience, and prepare accordingly. And you got lots of Q&A there on the Crown Council website you can go through. And if you need any personal guidance or questions, give us a call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you should know that this has never been called a convention or a meeting. It is designed as an event. We don't make a habit at the Crown Council office of going around to other dental meetings. In fact, in all my 30 years, I've maybe been to 3. And so we don't, it's not like anything you go to. If you've never been to one, do not expect that someone will get up at 8:05 a.m. and tap the microphone and say, is this on? Is it time to begin? That will not happen at the annual event. And we hope that it is an experience that will help you get a great start to your year by, as we always say, making you feel something and learn something, but leave motivated from the event to go do something different with your life.
Can't wait. All right. Well, we better start planning it. We got 19 days till we're together.
Just better get started. Is that what you're saying?
Just kidding. All right. Well, that's it. Hopefully that's a good guide, survival guide to the annual event. If not, as Steve mentioned, there is a huge frequently asked questions page on the Crown Council website that will give you more information than you need to prepare and be at the annual event with us. So looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Great
Thanks,
show. We'll see you next week.
See you next week for financial arrangements.
Right.
See you, everybody.